So now next we have the Houston Texans. This one was a cool one. This one was a really cool one that you were able to get a former defensive lineman for the Houston Texans. This was actually really cool, so we're going to go into that one.
Hello, I'm Seth Payne. I'm representing the Houston Texans. I played defensive tackle for them back in the day. Now I host a radio show in Houston. You can follow me on Twitter at Seth C. Payne. Now look, this is interesting for Texans fans because Nick Caserio, the general manager, in all his time in New England, along with Bill Belichick, put a premium on cornerbacks, but not necessarily pass rushing defensive linemen. They don't like to spend money on them or high draft picks necessarily, but Lovie Smith, the head coach, plays a lot of zone coverage. They don't blitz a lot. You got to be able to rush the passer with 4 without the need to blitz. So will Nick Caserio give Lovie Smith what he needs? Will he give him what I need, which is to take the best pass rusher in the draft? My cat's very excited about this too. You can see that. My wife won't allow herself on camera right now. She's beautiful, but she's bashful. We're going to celebrate the draft of Aiden Hutchinson. You can send your congratulations and gifts in honor of our Super Bowl that the Texans will win sometime in the next 15 years. I promise. That's a guarantee. Very meek guarantee. Aiden Hutchinson.
That's awesome. Let me get to that. All right. That's awesome. So Seth Payne, that was a really cool one. That was a cool perspective. A former defensive lineman being able to pick a defensive lineman. So not much to say here. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson, I think Houston Texans fans would be jumping for joy. You go ahead and get somebody that probably could be the best defensive lineman you drafted since. I mean, I'd say JJ Watt. I mean, Jadeveon Clowney was good, but we'll see. What are your thoughts on this Aiden Hutchinson pick? Do you think there was anywhere else that the Houston Texans might have been able to go?
Yeah, I mean, they could go quarterback if they really wanted to. I mean, I know they feel comfortable with the guy that they do have. They felt that he played, I forget his name, that's what I'm going to keep saying.
Davis Mills, I believe.
Yeah, that he played up to par with the other young quarterbacks that played last year and everything. So that's at least from what I was listening to on SportsCenter. But you can't go wrong. We were just talking about how this guy is probably better than the guy that was just picked by the Detroit Lions in this mock draft. And so PFF rates him super well. The guy, he's athletic too. He's really good. And like you said, this could be your JJ Watt of the future right here for the Texans. I mean, it would be nice if JJ was still on the team so he could, pair up with him, teach him some things and everything. But this is a young team that they're in a rebuild mode themselves. So why not go ahead and grab someone that you can build this defense around and really hope that he can be that face of the defense like JJ Watt was.
Definitely. And this is a spot, people are probably going to hear this and be like, you're bugging out, Joe. But if a wide receiver is going high, this could be the first team that's actually looking at one. I could see them saying, let's give our Davis Mills, I'm pretty sure that's his name, let's go ahead and give him a weapon. But I think that Aiden, if he's there, you have to. And another team that might go ahead and try and trade out of this pick, but I think this is a no-brainer. Grade-wise, I would have to give it an A+, to be honest. I think that you got kind of lucky. I think that you would have probably got an A+, either if it was him or Kayvon, but I got to give you an A+. You go ahead and you pick the best player on the board.
I agree. It's crazy with the Texans, though. Like you were just saying, like how they could go with the playmaker as well. And it's just like, damn, this team really did have J.J. Watt and DeAndre Hopkins at one point and lost them both simultaneously. And they both go to the Cardinals. They didn't even split up. They both just go to another team together. So it's crazy. I mean, J.J. Watt at this point, I mean, he hasn't been healthy anyway. So you needed to get younger at that position. So going ahead and grabbing either, like you said, an Aiden Hutchinson or a Kayvon Thibodeaux at this point makes sense.
Definitely. So I give him an A+. Good job, guys. Good job.
Everywhere. This is for you.
Fly was flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird game nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling a Philly.